Breaking news: UK driving licence rules are changing for over 70s. Avoid penalties starting October 2025. Breaking news for drivers across the United Kingdom, especially those aged 70 and above. Starting in October 2025, major changes are coming to how older motorists renew and maintain their driving licenses. These updates are part of a wider government effort to improve road safety, modernize medical standards, and transition to a more digital-friendly licensing system. If you're approaching 70, are already over that age, or have loved ones who are, this information is essential to help avoid fines, license suspension, or worse. And before we go further, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss important updates about driving laws, road safety, or other changes that affect UK drivers. Driving is more than just a means of transport for many older adults. It's about freedom, independence, and being able to manage daily life without relying on others. From attending medical appointments to visiting family or simply doing the weekly shopping, a driving license is a crucial part of staying self-sufficient. With the UK's ageing population on the rise, the government has taken a serious look at how to make the roads safer while still supporting older people's ability to drive. As a result, from October 2025, several new policies will affect all drivers aged 70 and over. Currently, UK drivers must renew their license at age 70 and then every 3 years after that. Renewal is free of charge, but the driver must confirm that they are fit to drive. This includes declaring any medical conditions and confirming that they meet the minimum eyesight standards. The renewal can be done online, through the post, or by picking up forms at certain post office locations. While this process has been relatively straightforward, the upcoming updates will bring about stricter rules, particularly when it comes to medical checks and the consequences of late renewal. So, what's changing from October 2025? There are 5 key updates that all over 70 drivers need to understand and prepare for. First, medical checks will become more comprehensive. Drivers will now be required to submit medical evidence for a broader range of conditions. If you suffer from heart disease, neurological disorders, diabetes, or any condition that could affect your ability to drive safely, you may be required to provide a report from your GP or a specialist. This isn't just a formality. The DVLA wants to make sure that drivers over 70 can physically and mentally meet the demands of safe driving. Second, vision requirements are getting stricter. While the rule about reading a car number plate from 20 meters still stands, anyone with borderline eyesight or diagnosed eye conditions such as cataracts or glaucoma may be asked to undergo additional vision testing. If there's any uncertainty, you may be required to submit the results of a recent eye exam conducted by a registered optician. This is a proactive move to prevent accidents caused by vision deterioration, which becomes more common with age. The third change is a digital update. The DVLA will begin sending automated reminders to drivers as their renewal date approaches. These notifications will be delivered by email or text message and are meant to reduce the number of people who accidentally miss their renewal deadline. This is particularly helpful given that forgetting to renew your license can now lead to significant consequences. Which brings us to the fourth key change: penalties for non-renewal. If your license expires and you continue to drive, you could face a fine of up to £1,000. On top of that, driving without a valid license could mean your car insurance becomes invalid. If you're involved in an accident during that period, you could be prosecuted and financially liable for any damage or injury. Your license may also be suspended temporarily while your renewal is processed, which can create major disruptions, especially if you rely on driving for everyday needs. The fifth and final major change is the streamlining of the renewal process. The online renewal system is being overhauled to make it faster, simpler, and more accessible. While paper applications will still be accepted, digital renewals will likely be the preferred method due to faster processing times and ease of use. This is part of a larger effort to move more government services online and make them easier to navigate, particularly for those who are comfortable using the internet. Why are these changes happening now? The government cites 2 main reasons: road safety and digital modernization. While most older drivers are cautious and experienced, age can bring about health conditions that compromise driving ability. Slower reflexes, reduced coordination, or issues like sleep disorders can all pose safety risks. These new requirements aim to identify and manage those risks more effectively. At the same time, more people across all age groups are managing their daily affairs online, so it makes sense that the DVLA is pushing for a more efficient and user-friendly digital renewal system. After October 2025, the renewal process for over 70s will involve a few more steps, especially for those with medical issues. The steps include submitting an online or paper application, declaring any health conditions, providing supporting medical documents if asked, undergoing an eye test if required, and confirming personal information. If your application involves any medical disclosures, processing times could be longer, so it's strongly advised to apply early and avoid any gap in your legal right to drive. There's also a revised list of medical conditions that may now trigger additional scrutiny. These include, but are not limited to, eye conditions like cataracts and glaucoma, heart issues or recent surgeries, diabetes especially for those using insulin, epilepsy or other neurological disorders, and even sleep disorders like sleep apnea. In some cases, the DVLA might ask for a driving assessment to determine whether you're still capable of safely operating a vehicle. It's important not to panic. These assessments are designed to be fair and to focus on safety, not to take away your independence. One of the most important requirements remains the ability to meet vision standards. You must be able to read a number plate from 20 meters away. If your eyesight is found to be borderline or if you've had any recent changes, expect to be asked for an updated report from an optician. This is not just a formality, it's a legal safety requirement that affects everyone on the road. Missing your renewal deadline could have serious consequences. Driving with an expired license doesn't just risk a fine, it can leave you uninsured and legally vulnerable. If you are caught driving without a valid license, you could be prosecuted. Even if you're not pulled over, having an accident while uninsured could leave you facing massive financial and legal problems. Make sure your contact details are up to date with the DVLA so you receive your reminders and avoid this entirely preventable mistake. So, what can drivers over 70 do to stay ahead of these changes? Here are a few practical tips. First, schedule regular eye tests, ideally every 1 to 2 years. Second, keep track of your medical history and speak to your GP if you're unsure whether a condition might affect your driving. Third, take advantage of online renewals if you're able to. It's faster and reduces the chance of delays. Fourth, don't wait until the last minute to apply. Start your renewal process early, especially if you're aware of any medical complications. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's a family member, a GP, or even a local charity, there are people and resources available to help you through the process. For those who no longer feel comfortable driving or are advised not to renew, alternative transport options do exist. The free bus pass for pensioners remains available, and many communities offer dial-a-ride or reduced fare taxi services. Maintaining independence doesn't always mean driving yourself, it's about having reliable, safe, and accessible ways to get where you need to go. The bottom line is this: the October 2025 changes are not meant to take away freedom, they're designed to keep the road safe for everyone. Most healthy drivers over 70 will still be able to renew their license without issue. These new rules simply ensure that every driver remains fit to be behind the wheel. It's a careful balance between safety and independence, and the DVLA's new approach aims to achieve just that. To wrap things up, if you or someone you care about is approaching the age of 70, it's time to start preparing for these changes. Keep your health in check, plan your renewals in advance, and stay informed. That way, you can continue enjoying the freedom of the open road for as long as possible safely and legally. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. I'll be covering more updates like this to keep you informed, safe, and confident behind the wheel. Stay safe, stay legal, and I'll see you in the next video.